In the first reading today, we hear the Israelites in the desert moaning and groaning. And I know it, looking back in my life, I've seen several times where I moan and groan, and I suspect all of us can do the same thing. The big problem is always, why this change? Why do I have to give up life like that? I like my comfortable food. I like my comfortable chair. Some of us experience diets, and we always can say during the diet, oh, if I could only have. That's yearning for the old comforts rather than facing the fact of new life. We hold often on as long as possible, as long as we can, not to change. It's like the tectonic plates of the world are slowly moving past each other, and the tension grows and grows until at once we have the eruption and the earthquake happens, and lo and behold, something new. So for us, I hope it's not that way, but oftentimes it is, at least for me. Now, from the day of my baptism, in fact, from the day that I thought about becoming Catholic, I always thought I should be a priest. But priests were holy, and I wasn't. So that sort of ruled that out. So I kept trying and trying, and some Paulists will be shocked to hear that I was up to 4 rosaries a day at one point. And you know, you had the deal that where you could go to church for the first 5 Fridays, and Mary would help you pull you into heaven. I made 5 of the first 5. And then I found there was a discount. If you made 5 first Saturdays, you got the same thing. So I tried that. All of it was to no avail, because I was still human. I was still trying to be a good Christian. I was still trying to pursue a vocation. And at that point, the vocation was a professorship. Anyway, now that I look back on my ideas of what holiness was, they have changed a lot. Because I kept avoiding the seminary because I wasn't holy. Well, nowadays, I realize that holiness is somewhat different. And also, there was a time just before I came to the seminary that I thought, you know, I'm terrified to go, but on the other hand, what if they don't want me? Well, I went to the seminary in the fall of 1960, and here I am all these years later. Now, 50 years a priest, who would have ever thought? I was ordained at 37, which was old by those standards in today's. And in fact, today, Joe and Elsie celebrate 50 years of marriage in December. How many here have been married or would have been married 50 years? Hold your hand up. Wow. You guys know what changes in it. That's life. They are signs for us that there is life after change, and they have experienced many of those. So let's continue to change, and we can see change coming down the road, and it can be seen as exciting or terrifying. Let's set our hearts on God's grace is sufficient for what is, and that will be fine with me. We are Catholics. We are God's by God's grace. All people are where they are by God's grace. But Scripture for us is very clear. Seek new life. Seek more understanding, not the same old, or the miracles of this world. How many times have I said, oh God, cure me of this, or let me avoid that? What we need to do is say, whatever comes is sufficient for this life, because God has shown us in Jesus that new life is here. All we have to do is prepare.